1st of August 1944, and our Burma campaign has ended in a Japanese victory. Here's a breakdown of the score. The Japanese ended with 63 and a half VPs to 21 VPs to the Allied. That is the breakdown. So 20 for Mityukana, 5 for Indel, 5 for Margong, 6 for the how many hexes the Allies are short from the Lido Road, and then 27 and a half VPs from a combination of VPs earned for cutting the Imphal-Dinapur highway and hump diversions that the Allies made. The Allies have scored 5 for control of Kohima, 5 for control of Kaliwa down there, and 11 for points scored for cutting the rail line to Mityukana. So very exciting campaign, and this is the end situation. We have Japanese very much in a defensive posture and have been driven right back to the gates of Mityukana, and a bit in a disarray. It's luckily for them that the campaign has ended just in time. They've pushed back here, although they have very strong defences. Margong has held on just. Down here there isn't much action. The other main axis of advance, of course, is down here, with almost the entire 14th Army driving down this road. But it's been a tough slog through jungle on a single good road, and they're pretty close to breaking out into the plains, which would have been pretty deadly for the Japanese. So on the verge of a catastrophic Japanese breakdown. So, a couple of things that the Allied General wanted me to mention in terms of what he puts his defeat down to. First off, poor use of the Chindits. The Chindits weren't used as effectively as they could have been to cut the rail line, and he feels that would have had a major impact, especially on operations here on the US-Chinese Lido road front. Secondly, the weather, especially towards down in the last few months, has severely restricted his ability to resupply by airdrop, and that has left a lot of units destroyed through out of supply, and has severely restricted his operations. One last interesting thing to note is the casualty count over here. These are the units in the dead pile, and I think they reflect quite well how bloody the campaign has been. So over here we have 38 Japanese battalions in the dead pile, 38 Japanese infantry battalions, 11 Japanese artillery battalions, 2 HQs, the entire Indian National Army has been destroyed, and 1 Japanese armour battalion. Over on the Allied side, they've lost 14 infantry brigades, the entire Chindit force, and 10 infantry battalions, 4 artillery regiments, and quite a few planes in an HQ as well, and 3 armoured battalions. So that is the conclusion of our Burma campaign, our first OCS campaign run to completion, and it's been quite enjoyable and exciting, and hopefully it won't be our last.
Tough fighting.
Tough fighting.
Very tough
Very
fighting.
tough fighting in the jungles of Burma. It feels like a campaign, and we're off to back to Allied and Japanese headquarters for some rest.
Well-earned sake and some whiskey.
Exactly.